Greetings, fellow YouTubers and social medias. This is Gothic King Cobra coming back at you with another video. Now, earlier I noticed that the stem of my billiard was rather loose. So instead of using heat to fix it, I used a little bit of painter's tape, which is coming the fuck off. You know, if it's a little bit loose, fuck it. I tried to use painter's tape to fix it because the stem right here is just wobbly as shit. But it's not so wobbly that I can't smoke out of it. I can still hold it in my mouth and it doesn't just, you know what I'm saying, tip over. Now, if your stem got so loose that it just tipped over as soon as you tried to put it in your mouth, and you couldn't, yeah, you'd have to get it fixed. There's gotta be a way to tighten it because I noticed that as soon as I fucking tried to heat it up with the lighter and shit like I have been doing, this structural integrity around this part right here is getting weaker and weaker, which is causing the stem to get looser and looser, so I pretty much stopped doing that at this point. That's just, yeah. I mean, it's tight enough that it's not gonna wobble. To be fair, it is over a couple of years old. Now I want to give a shout out to Alex Lampshire. Hopefully I pronounced your name right. One of my fans just sent me 5 Olivia cigars from California, manufactured from the Holtz Cigar Company over in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I got a nice little sampler. Get a look at these sexy cigars. And they all came together individually wrapped and then wrapped again in a much bigger container. But I got them all opened up, minus the individual part. There's that label. Yeah. And this is definitely a sampler pack, baby. See, I like this one right here. I like the label on this one is cool looking. Look at that. I like the way the label looks on that. On that Olivia right there. The Olivia number 3. Whatever that's called. And then we got something nice and light on the flavor. And of course, a little bit darker, but not too much darker. And then this thing, which is also a little bit darker. Now, the lighter cigars tend to be a lot lighter in flavor, not quite as harsh. You know, but darker cigars tend to have a more complex flavor. So I managed to fix my pipe, and then, well, fuck it, the stem's not wobbling. So if you'd like to give Holtz Cigar Company a jingle, YouTube, I also got you on Facebook Live while I do a cigar review out of the Olivia stash. Let's see. 1-800-523-1641. That's Holtz Cigar Company over on Townsend Road, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And again, a shout out to Alex Lampher, spelled Lampher, P-H-E-R-E, for your generous contribution. I'd look forward to definitely trying these. gift order. Very nice, very nice. It just says Olivia 5 Cigar Sampler, California. It doesn't say what flavor they are. But yeah, different cigars have different flavors. It's a no-brainer. And if you're gonna smoke a fucking cigar, bust out a torch or a Zippo and your cigar cutter. So then, after smoking this one, I'll have 4 good cigars left that I'll keep in a very safe spot because I don't want these getting fucked with. So, Alex Leffer, this one's for you on the Spark. This one for you. Thank you for the cigars. Excuse me. Sometimes if they don't come open and you don't want to squeeze them and risk breaking the leaf, boom, just like that. Now this is cool looking. YouTube, check this out. I've seen cigars that are rolled like this before. This one's more of a square shape. Yeah, dude. These cigars aren't like traditionally rolled like a circle. They're rolled differently, which I don't even care. I'm grateful for free cigars, dude. I don't even care. You know for a fact, YouTube, that your fans love you when they do shit like this. And this label on the front, man, let's get a close look at that. Yeah, I like the way that looks. That's cool looking. That's a sweet label, man. Alright, let's give it a whiff. God damn. Ooh, I like that. There's a lot of bold smell going into that. Really, there's no way to describe how it smells. It just smells like a cigar. It's a really, really fine, rich cigar. My cigar cutter that I bought from the Rialto Cigar Shop a while back. Now you see where this cap is at right here on the end. You want to cut, you see where that line sits right there. You want to cut before that line for a nice cut. Oh yeah, perfect cut, baby. You see the end of the cap right there, attached to the cigar. And then you see right before the cap, right there, I cut that bitch. Boom. I have to get the cigar cutter. I'll take the shavings out of it real quick. Okay, now if that sort of thing happens when you cut it, that can happen when you're smoking cigars. So if the leaf starts coming unraveled, don't even trip. Gonna go like that. It looks a little funky, but you get some saliva and you moisten that leaf down into itself, just like that. Dry your fingers off. You take a lighter and kind of dry it off right quick. Very lightly. Give it some moisture. There we go. Beautiful. That fixed that issue right quick. Hell yeah. So if you're joining me live on Facebook, Alex Lampshire sent me a 5 cigar sampler from Olivia Cigar Company. And, oh, hang on. And, 5 massive stogies like this one, but different flavors, all from the same company. And, I'm liking the flavor on this one. Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to smoke all these in one night, YouTube and Facebook. But if I'm having a massive nicotine craving and it's bad enough where I'm just like, you know, I'm covered. You ever see cigars rolled like this, YouTube? The box shaped. Yeah. I've seen some cigars that are rolled like that, rolled more square, rolled into a cone. Doesn't matter how they're rolled. Though the shape of the roll does not affect the taste. Now what affects the taste of a good cigar? You got the tobacco on the inside, what flavor was used in that tobacco, maybe a rum, or a vanilla, or a coffee. And then you get the wrap itself, depending on how dark the wrap is, depending on how rich the flavor. Now, if I take, let's see, the lightest colored cigar out of the 5 compared to this one, you see the difference. Now this one, compared to this one, they're about the same, but this one's a little bit darker. And you never know what you're going to get with a good cigar, or what kind of flavors you might pick up on. Let it catch up a bit, and then boom, the ash is starting to even out nicely. Look at that. Holy shit, YouTube. Whew. Damn. I about died on that inhale. Dude. Generally speaking, you're not supposed to inhale cigars, but I do because it's my tobacco. Generally, you're supposed to kind of puff on them, and it's like sampling a fine wine. Yeah, my stem of my pipe's a little bit loose, but it's not so loose that I can't smoke out of it. So I will live with it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to try to fix it. I tried. And the tinfoil I used ended up getting stuck inside the pipe around the chamber of the stem. But it doesn't affect the flow of the air or anything. And the painter's tape came off. This is my point exactly, Facebook and YouTube. Why am I stressing the dating scene when I got fans who can send me, who can and do send me awesome stuff like this? Like, I get 5 free cigars in the mail. I'm like, yo, hey, check these out. Right on. Hey, use guys. Use guys. It definitely puts out a nice cloud. I like that. Ooh, that's a nice bold cigar. The flavors on it. It's a very basic flavored cigar. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a bad thing. This is a really good cigar. I mean, by basic, it's a plain flavor. It's not like the grape swishers that I was smoking on earlier. Those are great mini cigars. This isn't like that. This is more premium, higher end, fancier cigars. The kind you have to cut and toast. And, yeah. That's exactly what I'm getting at. If chicks want to reject me, that's their loss, not mine. I got a legion of fangirls who watch my videos. So, eh? Now, here's another great way to keep that paper down. The one that was coming unwrapped up here, I just moved the cigar label all the way to the back. This allows for me to enjoy the full length of it, yeah. I gotta sample one of these to the very end, at least on camera, just once. If not every so often. I'm not gonna like sit here every 10 hours and hotbox the fuck out of these. It's just, yeah, no. What up, Malcolm Ramsey? I had a fan named Alex Lampshire send me a 5 cigar sampler. Just chilling out, enjoying a nice cigar. What are you up to? But don't mind me, YouTube. I'm making a video on Facebook Live. So that way my fans can see the video before it hits YouTube. Yes, sir. You know you got fans that love you when they send you 5 free cigars. I never had Olivia cigars before, but my first impression is I like it. I like it a lot. Olivia cigars are good. My first impression is always the big thing for me. And that's pretty much true for anyone I've noticed, is that if your first impression of something is you like it, then chances are you might like all the other flavors they offer. And that doesn't necessarily have to pertain to cigars. That can also pertain to food and soda pop and what have you. This cigar definitely gives you some gnarly pins and needles if you try to inhale it. general rule of thumb, the darker the cigar, the stronger and harsher it may be. And it's the same way with pipe tobacco in a sense. I mean, you look at Black Cavendish, for instance, which usually has like vanilla or coffee sort of flavoring added to it to sweeten it out a bit. But then it's also got a natural tobacco flavoring and the aging process too. Black Cavendish is aged longer and grown differently. That's why it's darker in color. Yeah. Indeed. Good question. Malcolm on Facebook Live chat asks the question, how did you learn so much about cigars and tobacco? Trying it, experiencing it, and watching a lot of how-to videos. So that way, you go to try the pipe for the first time or a fine cigar, and you're not just ruining your experience the first time, you know. You know, I can't quite pin the flavor on this cigar YouTube, but whatever it is, I like it. It's a nice, bold cigar flavor. There you go. Well, hey Malcolm, if you're gonna try a cigar for the first time, might I recommend Black and Mild Wood Tip Wine or Wood Tip Jazz cigars. They're a little bit cheaper than the expensive cigars and they're not as big. You don't have to cut them, all you gotta do is light it. You know what I'm saying? And that's something to think about too, YouTube, is you don't have to be Daddy Warbucks to smoke a pipe or enjoy a fine cigar. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, I've seen cigars advertised on pipesandcigars.com that were wrapped with gold leaf tobacco. No bullshit. The cigar was wrapped in gold and you could smoke it. And these fuckers are like $400 or $500 a cigar. I mean, that's just the kind of shit. Like, if I won the lottery and built my dream house, I'm chilling out in my clock tower, we're like, hey, YouTube, doing a cigar review in my clock tower. Check this shit out. This fucking cigar is wrapped in gold, motherfucker. That's ballin' as shit. Hello, Jamie Perry, making a live video for Facebook and a video for YouTube at the same time. Which is what I was trying to do earlier, but some drama that I'd rather not get into on. Is just leave it at that, yeah. Honestly, I don't like being caught in between two people's bullshit. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? Facebook and YouTube, it's like, fucking goddamn, dude. Like, I am so done with drama. Well, that's the thing of it too, is the person involved started arguing. Okay, to go into very basic detail, a homie of mine, I'm not going to go into which one, and his baby mama are basically breaking up. Okay, I get that, but that doesn't mean you have to drag me into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my homie's feeling depressed about certain shit, then yes, I'm glad he talks to me, because that's what friends do for each other. But at the same time, I don't need his ex coming over and yelling. I'm, I'm sorry, but that was some bullshit, Facebook and YouTuber, goddamn. And I'm sure if you heard her side of the story, you get this, oh, you don't understand, I'm sorry, blah, 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 and here we go. He said, she said, blah, 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 fuck it. And the whole time I'm like, okay, me and homeboy, one of my friends and me are gonna eat some Subway on camera, do a review, some dank ass sandwiches, not even trip about it, whatever. Just, hey, what's up? This is what we're reviewing. Check this out, blah blah blah. And I wanted to review and showcase my favorite sandwich, but not just my favorite sandwich, my favorite way to make it. Like, the whole time I'm hearing this blah 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 blah. I'm hearing people fighting outside over stupid shit, or people yelling, or persons, whatever. I'm tuning it out and taking a bite of myself. I'm like, oh, that's good. Now, if you want to try the sub I speak of at Subway, might I recommend the spicy Italian on flatbread. You get it with pepper jack cheese, shredded cheese, bacon. You have it toasted. Then you put lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions on it with jalapenos, Parmesan cheese, sandwich oil, and mayonnaise. Boom. And to complete it, you get some like nacho cheese Doritos and put them on top of the sandwich and just crunch that bitch up in there. Yeah. If you like spicy and you're not allergic to any of those ingredients, I definitely recommend it. I call it the spicy bacon Italian Doritos Subway sandwich. I mean, it sounds pretty good. It is good. Like, that's what I usually get personally if I'm at Subway. And that's the thing of it, man, is restaurants like Subway, you can create your own shit. So everybody got their thing that they do, you know what I'm saying? You go to like Burger King, McDonald's, whatever. People got their thing, man. Malcolm is asking if I've ever heard of pot smokers cigars. Yes, I have. There's blunts. You can roll blunts with zigzag cigar papers if you're good at rolling. If you're in Colorado, grind up your shit. You know what I'm saying? They also have canagars, which are basically you take some fucking weed, you grind it up, and then you stick the weed together with some fucking wax, and then you tie a string around it with a stick through it, so that way there's an even hole all the way through, and then you let it cure and dry, and then when it's all stuck together, you untie the string, and then you take a cannabis leaf and you wrap it tightly, but not too tightly, around your bud, and then tie it off a string, let it dry, and you basically have a canagar. And a canagar is basically like a regular tobacco cigar, but it's all made out of weed. Instead of being tobacco leaf wrapping around it, it's pot leaf. They're called Thai sticks, if I'm not mistaken. And, yeah. If I was in a spot where no one gave me shit about it, maybe I was at a concert in Colorado and a fan handed me a can of Cigar and like, dude, let's pass this shit around. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Yeah. And if you want to add more leaves to your can of Cigar, you untie the string when it's done curing. You basically want to use like THC wax to stick the can of Cigar leaves together to the bud, and then you tie it to the string. And when it dries and cures, untie it. Want to add more cannabis leaves to it, just repeat the last step. You know what I'm saying? And you can make them fuckers, you know what I'm saying, like mobster status, like, hey, use guys. Now, speaking of marijuana, YouTube, when it becomes legal, I would like to grow my own hybrid strain. I want to crossbreed Black Magic, Green Crack, Rainbow Kush, Fruity Kush, King Bud OG Kush, Maui Wowie, Durban Poison, and Gucci Golden Cobra. And it would make such a beautiful sativa hybrid. Buds on it would be like this fucking big and about that fucking long. Like giant fucking giant colorful strong ass weed. Shit, dude. Mixing all that. Actually, I'd also include Maui Wowie into that strain mix, believe it or not. See, Black Magic, Green Crack, Rainbow Kush, Fruity Kush, King Bud, Maui Wowie, Durban Poison, Gucci Golden Cobra. That's 8 strains. That would be the 8-strain wonder they call King Cobra's Chronic. This shit would fucking get you stoned. And if you're taking some of the prettiest, biggest, and strongest bud available and just crossbreeding it into a beautiful strain. Now here's the thing. If you live in Colorado where it's perfectly legal to grow and you want to crossbreed all fucking 8 of those strains into one, have at it, Haas. I'd encourage it, man. Because the sooner that strain gets growing, the better. And you gotta crossbreed them 2 at a time until those 8 strains become 4. And then those 4 strains become 2. And those 2 strains become 1 strain. And then when that 1 strain starts producing seeds, you want to save those seeds and replant them. And once you get a couple of, like say you got a 12 plant limit, you know what I'm saying? So you could literally have the first 4 crossbred and still be in legal limit. And then if you're taking the strains, the first 4 that were crossbred together and crossbreeding 4 more in together and shit, fucking hell yeah, dude. Oof. Just picturing these big ass fucking nugs. Oh man. It is glorious. Now, dating is a lot like enjoying a fine cigar. Don't be in a rush to get to the finish. Take your time to do things right. If you're in a rush to go through and smoke your cigar, it comes unwrapped. It doesn't stay lit right. Or maybe it canoes just a little bit. But it's an easy enough fix. Now, there are times that being single does suck, I will not deny that. But when your friends are fighting with their exes over stupid shit, you can't help but sit there and say, single alive, and just do a little jig. Something I've mentioned, and I will mention it now, is having a girlfriend is awesome, but it makes you so vulnerable. Because if you were to fucking lose her, that's your whole world, YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Long distance relationships never work. I mean, when you're willing to try people from different states because the people in your state suck that hard, I get it, 100%. But how the fuck are you gonna make that shit work when instead of being 3 to 4 hours away, you're 3 to 4 states away? And it's a long ass fucking drive. And here's the thing of it. You're not always gonna be able to see what the other person's doing. So how the fuck do you know they're not cheating on you? If they're 2, 3, 4 states away, you can't see everything they do, can you? Especially if they're at a bar drinking because, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that kind of long distance crap takes dedication and discipline. And the thing you have to ask yourself is that person worth it? They may make you happy for now, but later on down the road, YouTube, you could find somebody that makes you happier. Funny how life works out like that. Oof. And yeah, that's rough there, Malcolm. Sorry to hear it, bro. Malcolm said one time he had a girlfriend, and he said his girlfriend was long distance, and she caught him cheating on him with another dude. because she accidentally sent him the video of the dude she was doing on camera. That is some bullshit, man. Yep. Men and women are dicks to each other. Can I just say that? Oh wait, I did. And there's no going back from it. Men and women use each other for sex and money all the fucking time. And you hear women complain, oh, men are just assholes. All they want is pussy. That's all they're using us for. And you hear men make the same fucking argument. Oh, women are just bitches. All they want is our fucking money, you know? And it's like, fuck that shit, dude. You want to make the dating scene a better place for everybody else, YouTube. If the person's not your type and they're being polite about asking you out, let them down gently. If they're being a dick and they're being perverted and creepy about it and you don't like it, be more persistent. I get that. But wouldn't it suck if you had a birthday coming up and your so-called boyfriend or girlfriend is long distance and lo and fucking behold, they miss your big 27? Shit. That's like 3 to 4 years from your dirty 30. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't matter how old you're getting, period, man. If it was my girlfriend's birthday, I'd make for damn sure I was there. Even if I knew I didn't have a way of getting there, if it was long distance, and I had no other way but to fucking walk or hitch a ride, and it took me a couple days to get there, I'd make for sure I got there on time for her birthday. Shit. You sit there and say, oh, this girl is something special, but you can't even make it for her own fucking birthday. Like, what's your excuse, man? And then you see motherfuckers doing, man, I'm trying not to bring other people's personal shit into this, but man, there are some stupid motherfucking guys out there, man. There are some stupid fucking guys out there. Oh my god. There are some guys that have amazing girlfriends and they do stupid shit. Says the guy, okay, if we're going to bring up my past, go right ahead. Fuck it, I'm a hypocrite. I'll admit that. But here's the thing. I haven't cheated on a girl since. Because some guys can learn from their mistakes. Some guys are just stupid. You know? And the guys that are stupid assholes kind of ruin it for guys like me, because then, you know. And it's the same fucking scenario with nice girls. There's a lot of nice chicks out there trying to find someone to be with, but collectively, when you're being a dick to people in the dating scene, it spreads that sort of emotion, and that, I wouldn't call it negativity necessarily, I'd just call it unfair treatment, unfair double standard bullshit. That kind of thing spreads. It's no different with social media. You might see somebody starting a YouTube channel and then they get enough followers and it might inspire other people to start a channel and they think, okay, maybe I should do that. So they start a channel. And then they come to find out that being a YouTuber is not as glamorous or as easy as it's made out. A lot of YouTubers are just like celebrities, are just like any one of us. We're human to an extent, and we go through emotions and we deal with crap off of camera. And there are times if certain people on YouTube who make videos, if they're sad and they have a hard time hiding it, it's gonna show, you know. And there are some YouTubers who try to hide in this fake persona of, okay, you know, I don't want to let them know, you know, gotta have this fake smile like everything's just hunky-dory, you know. But this is what I find funny about society, YouTube, when it comes to the battle of the sexes, if you want to call it that. If a dude has big ass biceps to pick up chicks and get them to notice, And a chick makes a compliment. Oh, nice biceps. Thanks, eh? You know. Most guys in that situation, of course, get big biceps to pick up chicks. However, if a girl has a nice pair of boobs or a nice ass or a nice shapely figure, you know what I'm saying? Just looks good in general. Maybe she's got nice hair, really pretty eyes. It don't matter, dude. If a guy makes a comment towards a woman like that, a woman can sit there and say, oh, nice muscles, right? But if a guy says, oh, hey, baby, nice tits, she could look at him and be like, oh, that's sexual harassment. Excuse me? But if you make a comment about the bulge in my pants, if you make a comment about the bulge in my pants and you say, damn, Gothic King Cobra, your bulge looks nice. You know, and this is the kicker of it. It's an ironic bitch, but it's the fucking truth. You know, women can get away with sexual harassment. Guys can't. Because of that social standard that all guys want is sex. It's nice, but cuddling's nice too. Shit, conversation. Taking her out to eat and showing her off to the world like, yeah, look what I got. Sucks to be you, you don't have her. You know what I'm saying, Facebook? Yeah. Now, the other day I was going to Home Depot to get some supplies, and this chick's talking to this dude, and she got some booty shorts on. It's summertime, I get that. And she had a nice shaped ass. I was like, walk out the door. All I did was check her out. And then as soon as I walk out the door, I thought I was out of ear range. And I commented to myself, damn, she had a nice ass. And as soon as I said, damn, she had a nice ass, she heard me. And she got all offended, like, oh my god, that's sexual harassment. And I'm like, I'll show you sexual harassment. I could have walked up and said, hey baby, wanna fuck? Take you back to my place. I could have slapped your ass. That's sexual harassment. That's borderline rape, for fuck's sake. And then after I said that, I'm like, second of all, I haven't had sex in 7 months. Third of all, I'm a fucking YouTube celebrity. And fourth of all, I'm autistic. I don't know about you, but even if the chick wasn't my standards, if I had a chick that hadn't been laid in 7 months checking me out like, hey, I take that shit as a goddamn compliment. But can you say it's rape, YouTube, when it's a chick you want, pinning you to the bed and fucking your brains out? No, you can't. You can't. When it's someone you find attractive hitting on you, you can't. As a guy, you can't. And it's the same thing with women, dude. Like, whenever it's a dude they find attractive hitting on them, you know, batting their eyelashes, you know, gushy-eyed and this and that bullshit. But when it's a dude they don't find attractive, it's a dude they're turned off by or creeped out by, it's, oh, gross, right? Double standards, right? Not all guys like the same thing. Some guys like fat chicks, some guys like skinny chicks. It don't matter. That's what makes the dating scene so beautiful. If everybody liked the same thing, YouTube, it would make dating impossible. If everybody had a thing for smoking hot vampiric goth chicks, then that would suck for me, because then, yeah, you know, fuck, dude, getting a goth girlfriend would be 10 times harder than it already is. And here's the thing of it. That being said, if a guy says, well, I don't like fat chicks, I like big boobs, and I cannot lie, some overly sensitive woman might be like, well, how dare you, oppressive pig? All you men are just the same. All you want is big boobs and a big jiggly ass. But then, if that chick likes dudes with big dicks and fucking muscle, and she sees one walking by, I guarantee you she's gonna fucking stare and be like, hey, what's up? And then when it's some fat, creepy dude covered in Cheetos and grease, got no fucking hair, looking at her with his sweaty, beady eyes going, baby, you look delicious enough to eat. Oh, I could lick you like a Twinkie. And she's sitting there going, oh. But she had no problems giving that guy that argument. All women's bodies are beautiful. You're a pig for having standards. Okay. Okay. Not to be that guy, but ladies, if guys are pigs for having standards, then does that make you cunts for having standards? Oh, he said a bad word. That's offensive. So stop letting it offend you. You get offended by words like cunt, retard, fuck, shit, and piss. And people are like, oh my god, oh. Okay, it's not like I shat on your dead dog's grave. I didn't graffiti your grandmother's tombstone. I didn't call your mother a slut to her face. I didn't bitch slap your sister and gave your 18-year-old daughter a blister. I didn't do none of that shit. All I did was say a couple of words. Ooh, ooh. The reason why they're called offensive words is because you're letting them offend you. Plain and fucking simple. And if people call you a retard and you actually have a physical or mental retardation, be like, so? Hell yeah, man, thanks for noticing. People are like, oh, you shouldn't say the word retarded. It's not politically correct. Dude, fuck political correctness. That's a pain in the ass, burgers. I'm all for political correctness and social justice, but there are some people who just... these politically overly correct bigots who take it way too fucking far. They think everything is sexist and everything's racist and... blah, blah, blah. If parents are at a restaurant going, oh, this is our new baby boy, or if parents are at a restaurant going, this is our baby girl, this is our baby boy, blah, 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 these assholes come up, oh, you can't call your kid a boy or a girl. Why not? It came out of her, that sex. Well, your kid's not old enough to decide what sex it wants to be. So that's not politically correct. You could turn around and be like, did you just call my kid an it? Who the fuck are you? It's not an it, it's a person with feelings and emotions. And just, oh yeah, dude. Those kinds of fucking arguments give me a fucking headache. Like, fuck that shit, YouTube. These are the same bigoted assholes that get pissed off when people breastfeed in public. Oh, heaven forbid. What are you, a faggot or just really prude? Because the way I see it, if I'm trying to enjoy my shopping or if I'm at a restaurant trying to eat my food, kids gotta eat too. And being a parent in today's busy world is not exactly easy. There's a lot of stuff you gotta do, planning, this and that. You know what I'm saying? Facebook and YouTube. So sometimes, if you're in a fucking hurry, the mother's gonna forget to pump herself. It happens. So if she doesn't have a bottle on hand, and all she has to do is pull out and break it, there you go, done. And even if you see some boobs, who the fuck cares? Like, that's the thing of it, YouTube. Our society has sexualized the woman body, the female form. It's disgusting. People like Hugh Hefner are like, no, a woman's body can be sexy, but it doesn't have to be sexual to be sexy. You want pornographic, read a fucking Hustler. But back then, society was like, oh. Back then, society, it was just, society is way more prude than it back then than it was now. But explain this one to me, Facebook. Most parents don't want their kids doing it with other kids. I get that. You know, it's, come on. You were that age once. You know exactly how it goes. So don't lie to your kids with abstinence-only education. That kind of sex education doesn't work. Especially in a society that says, well, makes you feel like shit if you ain't got nobody. Society puts all this pressure on people to have sex and relationships, and then it makes you feel like shit if you don't have anybody. And then if you get too much of it, they call you a pig or a slut because, you know, hey. And women may think that they're the only ones who have to deal with unfair body types. Unfortunately, men go through that shit too. Men and women are unfortunately held to the same standards, just in different forms. You know, to sit here and complain about sexist treatment when it happens to both sexes, so, yeah. And here's the kicker of it. If a woman goes to the cops and says she's raped, it's handled instantly. She's considered a hero and a survivor and a fighter for fighting off her attacker. But if a male is raped by a female and he goes to the cops and says a female raped me, they laugh at his sorry ass. They're like, okay, can you please give us a description of the assailant? And the dude's looking at him like, dude, come on, really? I'm married. My wife's gonna kill me. I don't want her thinking I'm cheating on her. No, you don't even know, dude. That bitch was like Hulk Hogan, man. Or that bitch was like Jabba the Hutt. She fucking pinned me the fuck down, dude. Uh-huh. And then all of a sudden the cops are like, oh, okay, hey, yeah, sure, okay. Then they start going, whoa, okay, I understand. Okay, yeah, well, sure. What's the deal with manspreading anyways? Like, okay, I'm a guy, I get it. I got big balls and a big dick, and you know what I'm saying? As long as I'm not blocking the aisle, who the fuck cares? But there are some women who get so offended by that shit. And it's like, okay, is your feminine identity so insecure? I'm not blocking the aisle. I'm minding my own fucking business. Just, but it's this younger millennial attitude of, you oppressive pig. Who the fuck do you think you are? I'm like, I'm just sitting here. What you're doing is manspreading. Like, bitch, I'm not blocking the aisle, so how about you fuck off? Huh? How about that? Well, I never had an orgasm. No wonder why you're so uptight. Fuck you. What time, what place, what position, honey? Can I buy you a drink? How about a screaming orgasm? Oh, well, I don't drink. Well, you're no fun. And that's the kind of fucking attitude you gotta have with women. You gotta be a gentleman. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta be a gentleman who don't give a shit. Just kind of have that fucking attitude like, hey, you guys. How do you succeed in life? By not taking shit from nobody. Not letting people walk all over you like a goddamn doormat, YouTube. By taking opportunities that are best for you. And sometimes making decisions is not easy. That's life. Oh, I can sleep just fine, but right now I'm enjoying a fine cigar from one of the 5 cigars that one of my fans sent me. Miss Gina Garzaz. Yeah. I mean, I could sit here and complain about this shit, but it wouldn't do me any good, Facebook, because those bigoted assholes would be back at it again, like, excuse me, but you better check your privilege. You're a white male. You don't know how good you have it. Oh, really? Okay, so when it comes to domestic abuse, people hitting each other, if a woman fights off her attacker, she's brave, courageous, and a survivor. But instead of getting laughed at, if a male fights off his attacker, oh, he's a piece of shit for hitting women. Who the fuck does he think he is? So it's like men aren't even allowed to defend themselves in a fair fight because of our sexist standards. And if a woman's trying to hit you like a man and then expects not to get hit back, that's kind of unfair. And then in that kind of situation, society telling you not to hit a woman, that's like saying she's weak and she can't handle it. What the fuck, dude? Fuck that shit. And there are some women who take advantage of that shit. Oh, he's a dude, he's not gonna hit me. Uh-huh. I don't go looking for fights, but if one comes my way, I'm fucking autistic. So, that's a federal offense to hit somebody with a disorder. So I don't give a fuck how big the other person is. I got that in my back pocket. I don't take advantage of it, but that's nice to have. So it doesn't matter what the fuck I say, you fucking hit me, that's federal prison time, buddy. You'll be wearing red M&Ms for fucking lipstick. So earlier I was hanging out with some friends and I had my scepter with me and I'm walking around town with my scepter and apparently someone thought my scepter was a giant knife or a sword or some shit, so they called the cops on me. They're like, there's a suspicious looking character walking with a giant knife downtown. So this cop stopped me and his buddy's standing behind me and my friends and this third cop gets out. She's walking over to us like, and looking like she needs something to do, and second cop that's there is like, we got to hold on this. Me and my friends were not being belligerent, we were being very compliant. The cop explained it to me and he goes, so why the hell do you have that thing? And I'm like, well, it's a crystal scepter. I carry it because I'm autistic and I'm spiritual. I make wands. And he goes, oh wait, you're KINGCOBRAJFS, aren't you? Right on. Alright man, you guys are good, here's your ID, have fun playing with the thunder. I told him, he's like, why the hell do you have it? And I'm like, I'm playing with thunderstorms. And the cop's like, well, all right, have fun playing with the thunderstorm. As soon as the cop took off, I took my scepter and I went like that and pointed at the sky. And as soon as I did, a big old burst of thunder went. You heard the cop sit next to his buddy and the cruiser going, that was fucking legit. He didn't say it like that, but it was like, damn, dude. Witnessing that shit like, oh, he wasn't lying to us. He was playing with a thunderstorm. How about that? I don't give a fuck what race you are, dude. If you make cops' lives easy, they'll make your lives easy. It's just that fucking simple. Yeah, there are some cops that are bad, but that's just life, unfortunately. I'm talking in general. Like, I hate to say it, but if you're walking around with an airsoft gun that looks realistic and some older person sees you walking around the park with it, and from a distance, if there's no orange tip and it looks realistic, she's gonna think something's up, dude. And she calls dispatch and says it may or may not be real, and dispatch fails to say that, the cops are going in there trained thinking it's a real gun, doing their job. And then if it just happens to be a minority or some 13-year-old black kid getting shot, yeah, it's tragic as fuck, but what do you expect, dude? Fucking dispatch didn't do their fucking job. They didn't, you know what I'm saying? When I saw that fucking story, I'm like, ah. Now here's the thing, when I was a kid, my parents said, hey, if you have a toy gun that looks realistic, you play with it indoors. because you could get shot by the cops because they could mistake it for a real gun. That's what I was taught growing up. Because when I was a kid growing up, I had toy guns, trust and belief. Cap guns, I get that, you know. Playing cops and robbers with your friends, I get that, you know what I'm saying. I'm a 90s kid, I get that. But that's just common fucking sense, man. And there was some racism involved with that issue, but a lot of that was just common sense and a lack of communication. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the fuckery of it. Gina Gaza asks, how old am I? Good question. I am 27 years of age. I'll be 28 in March. Doing a little cigar video and kind of bullshitting and ranting and raving, you know, doing my thing. Now, what happened when the cop showed up to and asked that kid, did he drop his gun? No. He was being a typical defiant, cocky little teenager. And they went in there thinking it was a real gun, so of course he was gonna get, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate to say it, but it's the fucking truth, dude. Like, god damn, dude, I heard about that shit. People are just shaking their head at that going, man, this kid was gunned down in a park because fuck, dude. Now, they could have tasered him, yes. They could have maced him. That would have been a bit more ideal. But I get it. Like, you can't take the chance on it being a real gun. Like, especially if dispatch says, oh, the person that called it in says it might be fake, but they're not sure. Like, if you fail to say those simple fucking words, those simple couple of words, they would have went in there a little less trigger happy and a little more, okay, what's this? And what's the likelihood of a 13-year-old having a gun, an actual pistol? Not very likely, but with these kids and their stupid mass shootings, dude. Maybe they stole it from their older brother or their dad's closet or some shit, or their uncle or whatever, their grandpa, you know what I'm saying? Shit. The man-hating women who love to say men and their guns, shut the fuck up. We had a shooting at the YouTube building. No one died except for the shooter. And get this, it was a female. Women who love glorifying the first woman this, the first woman that. Now we have the first female mass shooter. There you go. At this point, it wouldn't surprise me. We've already had a gay shoot up a nightclub, and now we've already had a trans. What's next? A trans shooting up the place? Like, seriously, Caitlyn Jenner just can't take it no more. She got a newsie. Look out. God damn. Think about it. Like, mass shootings don't discriminate. Unless you're getting shot at. That's just the shitty part of it. Like, you can't sit there and you can't sit there and stereotype mass shooters as some autistic white kid. Oh, dude, jokes like that fucking... Ooh, dude. I love guns and I hate mass shootings. And, for one, innocent lives are taken. And two, it makes guns look bad. And we gotta sit here and play the same old fucking bullshit argument. Well, this is why we need to ban guns. Okay, well, if you ban guns, that makes an underground enterprise form. And it creates a black market. At least with them being sold, even if it's with an expired ID, which should be changed. You should not be allowed to get an AR-15 with a goddamn expired ID. That is bullshit. That's bullshit. That is complete bullshit. I don't, nah, dude. Nah, dude, I'm all for the right to bear arms, but that's bullshit, dude. That is some cockamamie bullshit. And it's just like alcohol, man. When we had alcohol prohibition, people are finding ways to make their own, or they knew somebody who had it. And it'd be no different if you banned guns. It would create more crime and more murder. there are several stores that require you to have a proper ID that's not expired, that has your current address. There was some process before, you know what I'm saying? But all these fucking mass shootings are taking innocent lives. They're making guns look bad. They're taking innocence out of a country. You know, parents could take their kids to the park, let them run around and blow off steam. And they could run around with cap guns and pew, pew, pew. And no one thought twice about it. You know what I'm saying? The cap guns back in the day were so much louder. But they had to make them quieter so people wouldn't mistake it for a real gun. That's happened in the past, unfortunately. Like, I remember when I got a cap gun as a kid. My family was like, that's an outside toy. You go outside with one of those cheap little snubby dollar store cap guns, loitering in there. You fucking pop the trigger and you hear it echo, dude. I seen a video on YouTube, some kids reviewing a cap gun. I'm like, okay, that'll take me back. I'll check this out. And he's like, see, it makes a little popping noise, and then when he pulls the trigger, it's like, dude, those poppers on the 4th of July are louder. What the fuck? And then come to find out, shithead brothers taking their cap gun, sticking it to their sister's ear and going, pop as loud as they can, is making people go deaf, and then people mistake it for a real gun in the distance, and then, yeah. Stupid people ruin it for everybody, man. That's how it always is. But I'm sitting here smoking this cigar in real time. These things take a minute to finish, dude. There's no way now I could smoke 4 or 5 of these in one sitting. Nope. I'm doing excellent, Jeffrey. Thank you for asking. If you're just tuning into my Facebook Live video, I had a fan send me a pretty sweet care package, man. We're talking 5 premium cigars from Olivia Cigar Company. Different flavors and strengths to try. Yeah. And you know your fans love you when they're sending you free cigars. They're like, come on. Come on. Let's get a sunshine on those arms. Now we're talking. Oh yeah, glorious. Got their autistic retard strength going. Good question. I don't make stabs for Etsy at the moment. I make crystal scepters, which are a little bit smaller but contain crystals on the end. And for my crystal scepters, I charge $54. And in order to get one, you have to wait until I make one for Etsy. And I don't make them that often because they're expensive as fuck to make, and shipping them is a bit more delicate. But yeah, kudos for the free cigars. Really appreciate that. This still gives me a nice little roach to smoke on for later, man. So I'm going to put this out for later. Set it down in the ashtray on top of the ash so it puts itself out. Oh. There's a faint smell of cigar in the air. Very stinky, delicious smelling cigar scent. So maybe you're done taking a shit, YouTube. Or maybe you get done smoking a cigar and you want to cover up the scent of it. Get yourself some Ozium. Give these cool cobras some free advertising. Now I was cleaning out my pipe while I fixed it, or tried to fix it rather, and my hands got dirty as a result. Four sprays that way, 4 sprays that way, that'll do it. Boom, that Ozium immediately overpowered the smell of the cigar. Putting this product to the test on camera. Boom. Yeah, that overpowered everything very, very nicely. Ozium is great. Even 2 squirts on either side would have been fine, but 4 squirts just overpowered it. Boom. But anyways, YouTube, thank you for watching my cigar video and rant, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.